Hello, hello. Welcome to my least favorite stage in IS4, because if you got this stage, it means you didn't get Sentinel, and that makes me very upset. Alright, so we're just going to go over it. It's a fairly easy stage, but you have to respect it a bit. Nightingale is highly recommended, unless you have a bunch of HP. Okay, immediately put down your flag bearer, and then put down Innis, like that. You can put down Innis one to the right, pointing up if you want to, but that's it covers less area, and it puts your Innis in the line of fire, so it's up to you. Alright. So Ela goes like that. If you have Minor, you can go to the right of Ela, or one down, one right, one down of Ela. Both are fine tiles. Alright. So put your buffer of choice. We have Warfarin, so we have to put her like this. A lot of people will use Heidi or Sculptor, in which case you would put them below Reed. Alright. Activating the skill again. We just want to generate DP right now. Yeah. So that's where we would place Milnar, but because we don't have Milnar, we're just going to put down Shu. Alright, and it's decently important to put down Nightingale last. So a few notes about that actually. So if your Nightingale does not have enough potentials, then she will not survive the one shot from the boss at base. So be aware of that. Aside from that, yeah, you just tank the boss. Since Shu and Nightingale are the last deployed, they'll just be the ones who take the hits. Alright, so we're gonna buff Degenbrecher now. Alright, so the main source of damage on this map, if you don't have Milnar, is going to be Reed S2 plus Degenbrecher, and we also have Ela to help add support and DPS. So the idea is basically we give it a nice little sandwich by doing Reed S2, and so Degenbrecher and Texas will both get the effect, and that way we will just finish off the boss like that. It's a very decent DPS. And this is also where you activate Milnar, obviously. You have a 10-second damage window, so it's fairly generous compared to Sentinel. Immediately once the boss dies, you retreat your operators. Retreat your Degenbrecher and Warfarin. Alright, so the boss is phasing, and the boss, once phased, does 50% more damage, so we have to activate Nightingale's skill to survive. We're once again assuming that your Nightingale doesn't have a billion HP. If your Nightingale does, then do whatever you want. Oh yeah, another thing. So we have Texas on S3 here, and that's because I knew that we had enough damage to kill the boss without having Texas on S2. But if you don't have enough damage or you aren't sure, just switch Texas to S2. It is far better to be safe than sorry. It means that you're weaker on the rest of the map, but it's way better on the boss damage wise. Alright, and we can see that Degenbrecher and Warfarin will be back in time. And I was a little concerned about the damage this time, so I'm just going to bring out Ray to help supplement it a bit more. Alright, Degenbrecher down. Oh yeah, by the way, you would just, I feel like this doesn't need to be said, but you would activate Sculptor or Heidi to buff everyone instead of using Warfarin if you use them. Alright. We want to keep everything alive, so we're just going to bring down operators to bait shots and bring down a Nightingale cage. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, the boss should be very dead. Yep, and that's that. Ideally, we want to get it in 2 cycles. If you can only 1 cycle per boss phase, if you like, it is reasonable that you can do it in 2 cycles as well, and you can do that pretty easily relicless. But ideally, do it in 2 cycles because it puts a lot less stress on you for the rest of the map. Alright. Yeah, so we're putting Zola there. He just kind of solos that side. If you don't have Zola, you can just use other stuff, right? You can put down Shu there with Ray, with a medic, and that will handle it very perfectly fine. It's just because I'm playing with a minor band that I don't have minor here. Yeah, so these guys actually hit fairly hard, and you can see that's what's happening. Yep, Shu is down. We don't like that. The rest of the stage is pretty simple. There's not too... like, all the big threats come out from the bottom and go towards the left. The Imperial Strikers, these guys, they all come from the bottom to the left, so you want to dedicate the most resources to this area. Aside from that, the top has those tainted carcasses, and then the right side is pretty much just mages and the occasional car. So yeah, focus most of your resources to the bottom left, because otherwise these guys can be very annoying. We're just going to practice these drones to prevent any leaks. Overall, I would say this map is, you have to be careful, but it's not a hard map. Oh, also, I should talk about the boss's rotation. So it kind of does a thing where it loops around, as you saw earlier. But after the 4th cycle, it gets very hectic. It starts doing a different, weirder rotation. And so you want to ideally finish it off before then. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention these infiltrators. They also come out from the bottom. You can imagine that if we had Milnar, we would just activate Milnar's skill instead of cycling Shu and Degenbrecher. Yeah, so that is the cart I was talking about. It needs, I believe, a 2 block to be able to block it. But we can just keep on clicking Zola. And if we didn't have Zola, we would just use Ray on that side. Ray is going to be on the left side instead, because we don't need anything on that side. Alright, these are the final enemies. And that's the map done. That's that.